All right, welcome back to episode 260 of the Guy and Guns podcast. I'm your host, Troy.
And I'm your other host, Doug.
We use this podcast to talk about guy, guns, and the responsible Christian gun owners' interest. On this week's show, we'll be talking about, are they really going to call for martial law over a virus that's killed 8,000 plus people out of 7 billion people worldwide?
Worldwide.
We're going to talk about that in a minute. So first, I want to thank Bama sponsor Farms Radio Network. We appreciate them sponsoring all that data for you guys to download at your convenience. We are thankful for that. Please check out some other shows on the network if you have opportunity, and beware, some of those shows can be a little salty. Also,
Crossbreed Holsters. You've heard Troy and I talk about it. The most comfortable holster you're ever going to get. If you're not carrying your gun in a crossbreed, you're missing out. Go check our buddies out at crossbreedholsters.com. Carry the cross.
I'm carrying the cross right now. I also want to thank Oath Keepers TV. They're hosting our show over there on their network. So if you guys have opportunity, check out the shows listed over there. And there's some other shows, other patriotic, American-loving shows as well.
Yep.
Next up.
Also, PowerTac lights. You've heard us talk about those guys too. You guys have done real good on buying lights and helping out our sponsor and helping us out. And I got a little listener feedback I'm going to read in a little bit from one of our listeners that Lane was able to help out. So go check out our buddies at powertac.com, and they have a light for you. Brightest light you're ever going to see, I promise you. Also, Palmetto State Armory. Hey, as I see deals and stuff coming up, everybody's looking for ammo, looking for 9mm, looking for 223, and they can't find it. You know, people are getting it in, but people are buying it up so fast. So if you see me post for Palmetto State Armory that they have ammo in stock, if you see it, you better get it quick, because I posted some the other day, and I think listeners bought $800 and some worth of ammo in just less than an hour. And one of our listeners tried to get some, and they were already sold out. So if I post it, I'm trying to help folks out, and not necessarily need it, but if you do, there's your chance. So check them out, PalmettoStateArmory.com.
Good deal. What has been your God and Gun activities this week, Doug?
Man, I've been busy on the God side. I've been doing my Sportsman's Daily Devotional. I was at church on Sunday. We actually had church on Sunday, but we're not going to, well, they are going to have church. They were saying they were going to do a live stream, but they're actually turning it into a drive-in church theme in the parking lot. And they're going to broadcast a sermon over FM station. You can sit in your car and listen to it and be around folks. I guess you can blow the horn at them or wave at them from your truck and practice the new Webster word that'll probably go in this year, social distancing. So you can
hoax will go with it too.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I just, when so many people are hyping something so much, I get a little bit ornery about it.
Yeah, I do too. I see on the gun side, of course, I've been doing everyday carry. Sighted in a couple of guns this week. Also went up to a gun club meeting on Tuesday, and I had to go up and talk about the Bulwarks class coming up, because we're going to be using my home range here. And so I went up and, pled my case, what we want to use it for and the whole 9 yards. And actually a few of the guys actually checked out the show just to make sure that, as he said, that Troy and I weren't right wing guys, trying to do some class. And
we are right wing guys.
I did. I said, well, what do you think? He goes, oh, you're right wing. He said, but you fit right in with us, so you're good to go. So we got it. So it's going to be held at Marion Road Gun Club in Macon, Georgia on May 2nd. So if you get a chance, go sign up. Jesse is coming down and will be doing the class. Depending on how many folks we have signed up, we'll determine whether or not he brings somebody else down with him to help instruct. But should be a good time. It's a one-day class, and come down and get some pistol training. It'll be fun. Everybody's trying to, in this craze of trying to to buy up ammo, and I just happened to be in Academy again the other day, and they had some more 5.56, so I went ahead and picked up a little more. I went ahead. I just want to get some because I've been shooting. It wasn't that I'm scared. I got plenty.
Yeah.
But you can never have enough. So they had it. I picked up some, brought it home, and I said, "Well, I'll go back and get some." Me and Wendy were going to go. We thought about going and shooting Sunday after church, and we decided not to. I decided to go hog hunting instead. But I stopped in Academy to go pick up some Dirty Bird targets and make sure a couple guns were sighted in. And I said, "Well, let me get another can of that ammo while I'm here." And it was gone. There was none to be had.
Yeah, I posted, I don't know, Instagram, Facebook a couple weeks ago. I guess it was last week. I was just out of morbid curiosity. I went there to see what was left on the shelves because I figured there'd be a run on it.
Oh yeah,
and it was all the 5.56 cheap stuff was gone. There was a few boxes of 5.56 that was the more higher end stuff. There was some 223 Remington. And there was two guys there asking me, "Can I shoot 223 in my 5.56?" It's like, as long as you ain't reloading, because it's gonna change the shape of your thing, and it's not gonna be as accurate. You gotta shoot 5.56 if you got a 5.56, or 223 if you got a 223. Don't shoot 5.56 at a 223. It's higher pressure. I said, but if you get a 223 wild, I said you could shoot either one because it's got a different. And so then another guy said, "Well, 9mm, 9mm Lugers, same thing as 9mm." I said, "Yeah, in America it is." It says if you're in Europe, 9mm over there is a 380. I said, so 380 here is a 9mm European, and then a 9mm Luger is the 9mm here. And they're like, "Oh, okay." And another guy started, I like, "Look, I don't work here. I'm just," so I was scooting on that. I got out of there, but I did find 3 boxes of some 5.56 American Eagle that had been shoved up in behind some 270 Winchester. Somebody stashed, I guess, went to make a run to the bank or something. I slid that out. Like, that's a pretty good price. I think it was like 29 cents a round, something like that. It ain't bad for 5.56.
No, that's not bad.
I can reload it for about 17, 18 cents, but already loaded. If I've got all the brass and everything here, I can do it for about 18, 19 cents a round. But so I went ahead and grabbed 3 boxes of those. And there was still a bunch of 223, and there's a little bit of expensive 5.56. But we went around and looked at some other things, and like, man, prices was going to be going up. I knew it. The way people were acting.
Yeah, people were going around posting. I don't know if it was a misprint or what. Cheaper Than Dirt had 1,000 rounds for like $800. I hope it was a misprint and just going around. But I mean, that's what it had on the site. So
they did it that way last time. Cheaper Than Dirt are dirt bags, man. I'm sorry, but you can like them all you want, but I mean, they did that to us before. Then they talked about not selling carbines. They was going to cave and not selling ARs, and they came back sheepishly and started doing all that stuff. Yeah.
And we are not broadcasting on YouTube either, by the way.
Yeah, I was posted over there that it was not linking. Okay. I don't know what's going on with it. I typed that in over there. I don't know where it went to.
We've been censored.
I don't know. Sometimes it links up, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know why it does that. I put everything in to make it work, and I don't know.
Technology.
I'll upload it after we get done with the show. I can upload it into YouTube, but it won't be.
We've been busy at work. I work for a hospital here locally, and we've been ramping up. Getting ready for this virus. If it gets bad. So we've been working some hours and staying busy and trying to make sure we're set and ready in case this thing does what they say it's going to. We're not seeing it yet, but you never know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't live in fear.
Me neither.
I'm just. I know where my final resting place is, and it ain't here on Earth. So
It's like my dad. My dad said that song by was it Standing Tall? I think it was. Um, when he had cancer, and
mhm.
he said, I'm a winner either way.
Yep. Yeah, I remember that song back during that time.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That's
I'm just not afraid of it anymore, guys. I mean, when you aren't afraid of death, when death has no sting, you ain't afraid of this bunch of garbage. Just be a light into that dark world, man. Was that got your guy and gun stuff for the week?
that's me, man. What about you? What you been up to?
Well, I've been drug one direction and another for the last week. We've had an event coming up at the end of the month that was going to go, and then it was canceled because we was going to do an event, some training, and then it was changed to we was going to do security, and then the event that we were going to do security for got changed, and then we went back to doing some training, and then it changed and went back to not doing. And so I've hurried up and waited and hurried up and stopped for the last week and a half or so. So every time it changed, I had to change all my plans and preps and stuff I was working on. And then been working. I was going to go test for the my extra again tomorrow.
Right.
They canceled it. So I got to find some place that doesn't cancel it. Hopefully our new Democrat governor, who's been telling everybody they can't do anything for the last 2 weeks straight, and telling everybody they got to close up this and can't meet here and don't have church and all this stuff. If he doesn't cause them to close all public events, then maybe I'll have a chance of getting in April. I don't know. All the events, all the training, I mean, all the testing classes in the state that were to be yesterday have been canceled. So uh, there's still like 4 events in April around the state, and there's a couple in May, and then the test changes in June. So the way I've been studying, everything I've been studying for, completely changes. Well, a lot of it changes in June, so I'd have to study a whole new different book and questions and stuff like that. So hopefully I can get done before June. Put a lot of time into it, and then been working on what else did I do? Look at my notes. Maybe they'll remind me. Gunner's got a class coming up. Borg's 2-day defensive pistol class comes up next Saturday.
Oh,
Trying to
nice.
get my wife into going because they got a few slots left open. And they asked me if I was going to go. And the event it was supposed to happen that Saturday has got canceled altogether. So I told them I might just show up and observe or help out or something at that Bulwark's class. So if you're interested, I think there's still a few slots left, but you got to let them know pretty quick because if they just need to finalize it. And as of right now, unless the governor puts out tanks in the streets or something, I think we're going to try to have it.
Right. Yeah, you can have your 6 foot buffer zone.
Yeah, we spread out 6 foot. I mean, you need about 6 foot between shooters anyway, just to make sure that you aren't,
Right.
getting each other's swing patterns and safety circles and all that stuff.
And don't catch no hot brass down your shirt.
Yeah, a wide brim hat's always good when you're shooting guns. Tall and no low neck shirts, no V
Turtleneck.
no V neck. Man, we had a Appleseed shoot. Oh, this is several years ago. Gunner was a little bitty feller. He was probably 10, 12 years old, something like that. 10-22s on the line, and there was a little girl, one of my good friends' daughters went to the class as well, and she was to the right of him. When we got there, I told Gunner, I said, "Go set your man up on the far left." He's like, "What?" I said, "Go set your man up on the far left." He looked at me, gave me his look, He whoever says man up and everything on the far left, and got to shooting, and that hot brass was landing on that little girl. She's over squalling.
Yeah,
She got a couple burns on her. And so he said, I see why you told me to set my med up. It's like, shh. Yeah, you always get on the left side, guys, if you get on a line where you're going to be shooting hot brass, because
that's
if
right.
not, it's going to come land on the back of your neck or on your arm, and goes down your shirt collar or something. You learn that pretty quick.
It'll get you.
It'll bite, especially on a nice hot day. Oh, yeah. And you're wearing T-shirts and shorts or something. Uh, where was we at? Okay, so yeah, I've been working on some radio protocols, trying to get that wrapped up for some of my like-minded friends, and then I think that I told you I missed that test at Cave City, didn't I? That was last week, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I missed about 2 questions. So I've been studying ever since then. Supposed to take it tomorrow, but they canceled it. And then what else was there? Went to Louisville and took my grandma and mom, excuse me, to the hospital for a test. So I didn't go in. I just stayed outside. I just chauffeured them. And it's like, I'm not going in there unless I have to. And then what else to do? Church was canceled, so no security. We're going to do pre-recorded message or something Sunday, so there won't be church again this Sunday. Been doing a lot of walking around here on the farm. Things are starting to bloom. That's why I'm coughing. It's not the coronavirus. It's not the Chinese virus. It's all the pollen outside right now.
Dude, our dogwoods have already bloomed.
Oh wow. Ours aren't far behind. We've already got dandelions out, and that henbit, that purple henbit's all over the fields.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a big old stand of hemlock. It's fresh and green up. It came up pretty quick. Oh, you got a lot of hemlock like down there?
Not a lot.
I was surprised there was such a big stand so early in the season. And then everything's got a bloom on it, it seems like around here.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's pretty much I have ordered a bunch of reloading supplies because I looked at ammunition. I'm in pretty good shape. I mean, I could fight 2 or 3 battles, but as far as having enough to share, I don't feel comfortable there. But we've got a couple of classes coming up, so I looked around and at reloading components. I had quite a bit, but I was a little bit low on 9mm bullets. And I picked up a 2000 9mm 124 grain. Yeah, 124 grain bullets. Natchez had them on sale. They had them like 30% off. And so I checked the price on them. It was a good price on them. And I picked up 2,000 of those. I picked up 2,000 for 5.56 reloading. It's a 224 grain diameter bullet. 68 grain. Picked up 68. I like shooting 65 or 68 grain. In most of my rifles, I think they perform better. And these are the Mark IV type projectiles. And I've got tons of brass, but I'm always looking for more brass. So if you guys got brass you don't want, I can send you a shipping address. Send me brass because I'm polishing, cleaning brass. I ordered 4,000 more primers of small rifle and of small pistol. They were on sale. The case lube, I ordered some case lube that was on sale. So I can roll my own for about probably, it depends on the round, somewhere between 35-40% to 50%. I ordered some 308 too. For my 7.6251, I ordered 300 more bullets. Trying to remember, I think it was a Hornady with a ballistic tip on it. I think I got 300 more rounds of that, and it was on sale. Everything it seemed like I was ordering was from Natchez was on sale.
The VMAX.
Yeah, that's some good stuff. And then I've got plenty of powder. Yeah, yeah. I bought powder like crazy, like last year. I've got ammo cans full of. This house ever catches on fire, y'all better back off at least 2 miles.
Stay back.
Shaboom! Yeah, it's down in the bunker. It's in fireproof container inside of ammo cans inside of a fireproof container. So it's about as safe as I can make it, other than burying it into a pit somewhere.
Into a bomb.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm ready to reload. So since I won't be able to go anywhere, I'm gonna be reloading, and then be time to start planting the garden. I need to get the tiller on the tractor and break the garden up. I think we'll probably be good for frost by second week of April. We should be done with all the frost.
Oh yeah.
So start dropping some seeds and having us a garden this summer.
Yep, I'm gonna put in a big one this year too. I think.
Y'all got a lot of land now. You can give me a big old garden.
Yep.
I ordered a bunch of pepper seeds this afternoon, and jalapeno peppers, and some habaneros. I ordered some. Well, I'm rambling on about stuff nobody cares about. All right, so EDC. I'm packing the Glock 30S as usual, and I got the bunker buster, bunker gun in here tonight. One of my Palmetto State builds.
There you go.
Yeah, 40 round mag pull in it, and she stays with me down here in the bunker. And then I've got her bigger brother upstairs. That and the Benelli M4 beside the bed, so we're ready for visitors.
Yeah, I got Puff inside. I haven't brought it out here yet. I hadn't put stuff in my safe yet. I got to get a dehumidifier and put in it since I got it in the garage area. So I don't want
that heat and cooling, man, that'll mess you up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a little leery about that. But anyway, so I'm carrying usual suspect Glock 19 with student of the gun night vision sights on it, and let's see, I got my.
It reminds me, I told Gunner I was going to put my set on that Glock 19 I gave him, so he needs to have his on there. I need to do that this weekend probably.
I was going to say, if you don't like them, send them down. I got a 17 I can put them on.
Yeah, I got 17 I can put them on too, but I told him I'd give them to him.
He'll like them.
Yeah. I'm a little leery if Krista takes that class, if she's going to run that shield through the whole class, because she's going to be putting 250 rounds through a pistol over the weekend. That's a lot.
It'll take
a small pistol.
It'll take it.
Yeah, I don't know if her hand will.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You're talking about a female hand. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Just saying.
250 rounds through a light 9mm. She might not love me no more.
Put her one of them little rubberized grips around the handle.
They would yank that stuff off and stomp it like a dead snake, man. They won't let you put that stuff on with their guns and classes. Just saying. All right, you get some feedback.
I do got some feedback tonight. So it says, guys, I just want to touch base with you and tell you that I found your show recently, and I am really enjoying what I'm hearing. I listened to the show in podcast form using Podkicker app. I'm a truck driver, and podcasts help me to get the miles behind me from an entertainment standpoint, as well as what I feel as, more importantly, a source of information and education. I get all this from your podcast, and wanted to thank you both for taking the time to do what you do. I've listened to just a handful of episodes so far, and just an example of your courage of the 2A rally in Virginia, to the guys you just had on the show from Night Crew TV, and the episode that you talked to Lane from Power Tack. Much good information and education to be had. The guys from Night Crew, I got a bug in here. It's about to drive me crazy. Um, the guys from the Night Crew that received the horrible injury was so inspirational. Like you said, Doug, I was sure there were more people than me that benefited from hearing his story. All I'm trying to do is become a non-smoker, and I admit it is tough for me. But just hearing him tell his story gave me a renewed vigilance to get this done. 3 weeks now, and I've lost a couple of the battles, but I will win this war. And don't get me wrong, I'm in no way comparing what I'm going through with what he went through. So a great big thank you for having him on the show. What a witness to the power of our Lord. I listened to the February 14th podcast episode with Lane from Power Attack Lights night before last. And I spoke to him yesterday about purchasing one of the E5R weapon mount light kits that he was advertising, but unfortunately they were sold out. Thanks, Doug, for pushing them out there so hard. But I wanted you to know, after we talked for a minute, he said to me, I may still have one of those lights. Let me go check. And sure enough, in his office, he had the very last E5R flashlight in the building. Not the kit, just the light. But he proceeded to put together a kit piece by piece so I could get exactly the product that I wanted for the price advertised on the show and with the 20% discount.
Wow.
What a great guy and great service. Unless that light is a piece of junk, and I seriously doubt that it is, he just earned a customer for life. I am just down the road from them, a little east of Raleigh, and had never even heard of them. So another great thank you for introducing me to that company. This is getting long, but I can't close without saying I'm a believer in Christ, and in my opinion, we don't hear a lot of talk about God and Christianity outside the church these days. So it is very, very refreshing to hear the scriptures read and some explanation of them and your own testimonies as well. Great job. So I wanted to offer a big thank you for that. If I could give your podcast a 10-star review, I would do it. Please keep up the good work, guys, and be safe. Sincerely, Greg. Well, thank you, Greg. And I emailed Greg back and talked to him about Lane from Power Attack and stuff, and I didn't get nothing back. And I tried to send him another one and didn't get nothing. And I just tried to send myself one to I tried to forward it to actually so I could pull it up on my Gmail account a while ago, and it didn't come in either. So some things go out on our email right now and some things don't. We're working on it. So Greg, if you're listening to this, I apologize. I did send you an email. I'll probably copy and paste it into my Gmail and shoot you another one. That way you do know I did reply to you. So, but thanks for the email. I appreciate that. And I'm glad Lane is a super good guy, and you'll like the flashlight, I'm sure.
Good deal. Yep. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear feedback. It helps you feel like you're not wasting your time here trying to put this stuff together and have a show every week. All right. So you've got us a joke or joke. I got a joke. You got a joke, but you can do yours.
You do yours first.
Okay. Let's see. So what do you get when you eat 3.14 slices of a cake?
3.14 slices of a cake. I don't know.
Diabetes.
True.
Do you really think I was going to make a pie joke on a cake day?
On a cake day.
3.14 being pie.
Yeah.
PI. Okay. It's a double entendre. Is that how you say it?
It's a math thing.
It's a math thing. As a homeschool dad, I get to say jokes like that.
Right.
Everybody's a homeschool dad right now. Ain't nobody having school.
No, here either.
You were still working on your joke?
No, I was just, I accidentally hit the delete key.
Oh.
So on this one, it says no fishing here. Army and Pete decided to go ice fishing. So they headed out, found a nice spot, cut a hole in the ice, and stuck in their poles. Suddenly, a loud voice booms from above. There are no fish here. Army and Pete looked around, looked at each other, and looked up. They didn't see anyone. I suppose we better move on, said Pete. Um, they get up, go find another spot on the ice, cut a hole, stick the poles in, and with great hopes of catching a big fresh walleye, once again the voice booms from above. There are no fish here. They looked around at each other, looked up again, nothing. We better go find another spot, says Army. So they gathered up their equipment, chose another spot, cut a hole in the ice, and stuck in their poles. Once again, the voice booms from above. There are no fish here. They looked around at each other, looked up, didn't see anything. Peter calls out, God in heaven, is that you? The voice responded, no, this is an ice skating rink and I'm the manager. There are no fish here.
That's the lamest one of all, Doug.
No, that was a good one. I like that one. That made me laugh when I read it.
Oh my gosh.
Somebody will like it.
Okay. If you say so. I think maybe we're just giddy and tired.
Well, that could be too.
All right, Bible verse of the day. Somebody said, you're definitely not wasting time. Enjoy it every time I listen. God and guns. Oh, thanks, Tim. Appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, so Bible verse this week. Bible verses this week's coming out of Revelations 18, verses 1 through 10. If you want to whip out your Bibles and your Bible apps and all that stuff, you can read along with me. A little bit of a long one, but it's well worth it. After this, I saw another angel coming down from heaven, having great authority, and the earth was made bright with his glory. And he called out with a mighty voice, Fallen, fallen is Babylon the Great. She has become a dwelling place for demons, a haunt for every unclean spirit, a haunt for every unclean bird, a haunt for every unclean and detestable beast. For all nations have drunk the wine of the passion of her sexual immorality. The kings of the earth have committed immorality with her, and the merchants of the earth have grown rich from the power of her luxurious living. Then I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, lest ye take part in her sins, lest you share in her plagues. For her sins are heaped high as heaven, and God has remembered her iniquities, paid her back as she herself has paid back others, and repay her double for her deeds. Mix a double portion for her in the cup she mixed. And as she glorified herself and lived in luxury, so give her like measure of torment and mourning, since in her heart she says, I sit as a queen, I am no widow, and mourning I shall never see. Mourning as in like mourning for death. For this reason her plagues will come in a single day, death and mourning and famine. She will be burned up with fire, for mighty is the Lord God who has judged her. And the kings of earth who committed sexual immorality and lived in luxury with her will weep and wail over her when they see the smoke of her burning. They will stand far off in fear of her torment and say, Alas, alas, you great city, you mighty city Babylon, for in a single hour your judgment has come. Revelations 18, 1 through 10. So that's a very dark judgment, right? We know that this is coming upon the earth, this judgment. And who would be the great Babylon of the end times, do you think?
Sinners.
Great Babylon. It's a city. It's not a city. It's a place. I think there are a lot of similarities between the original Babylon and the current United States. If you are in another country, like if you're in Europe when I was young, all the music from America is played all over Europe. Movies dominate all over theaters all over the world. America is Satan to a lot of the world because of what comes out of America: pornography, the vulgar music, the vulgar movies, the disgusting stuff we see. I just pray that we're not in that judgment. I'm praying that judgment's after the rapture, right? We don't know if it's going to be a pre-trib rapture, a mid-trib rapture, or in-trib rapture, but that sounds like a horrible judgment coming upon a place that has become so defiled, a country who has recognized homosexuality as a marriage thing, who is letting homosexuals adopt children, who is letting people like Jeffrey Epstein not commit suicide, get away with stuff. We need to be praying for this country. We need to be praying for God's revival upon this country one more time. Maybe that more could be saved. But when you look at the end times, you start hearing about all these earthquakes. There was an earthquake in Utah this week. You start seeing God's judgment. You see God's judgment comes through plagues. It comes through earthquakes. It comes through natural events, like far from heaven, right? You see all these things as God's judgment, but the end times judgment is going to be all those things together, and one after another, bam, 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 like he did when he took his people from Egypt. He called plagues, and he caused pestilence, and he caused disease and death and destruction. We know that in the end times that'll be the same for us. So it's important to remember that even though God is a God of love, he is a God of judgment, and his righteous judgment will come upon this earth and the people who are doing these things. And so you probably want to make sure that you're not aligning yourself with those people, but you're aligning yourself with the Word of God, so that when those judgments come, that you're in the right place at the right time. Just saying. Doug, you want to throw anything in here?
No, I agree with you on that. With when it's talking about sexual immorality and stuff, you got a guy running for president that's openly, flaunting it, and he talks about church and stuff. And it's like, I'm not sure you know what you're talking about there, buddy.
Yep. I mean, I don't think there's any angels running. Trump is not an angel. I think, but as far as what they're promoting, it's pretty obvious on whose side they're on. But I'm not judging any man's heart. I'm just saying the fruits should give you a good indication where you're going.
Right.
Good deal. All right. Let's see where we at here. Main topic: martial law, and what are these people thinking?
Martial law.
I see. I don't know about Georgia, but I'll talk about Kentucky for a moment. This governor is whipping up as much fear as he can. He's throwing out there that everything needs to be shut down. Of course, they closed all the schools. Supposed to be for 2 weeks. Now it's like 4 weeks. And then now he's talking about till like end of April. So we're talking about 6 weeks of being out of school. One of those, of course, being spring break. But 5 weeks of school, I mean, they're going to have to go till July to get caught up.
Right. They got school shut down here too.
Yeah, I'm like, how do you shut down businesses? They talk about shutting down businesses, and I mean, I was up in Louisville. What day was it? Monday? I was up in Louisville Monday, and they got the mall. I went by there to see if I get some glasses. I got new glasses. You can see my new birth control glasses I've got here. These big black frame things.
New specs.
But I got that stuff where I can look at readers. What is it called? Bifocals. Yeah, I like trifocals. The top is like long range. This is like medium range, and then they got like readers at the bottom. I don't know what you call that. Progressives or something. Yeah, but I'm trying to get used to it. So if I'm swimming around here, I look the wrong because you gotta like turn your head everywhere. Getting old, man. I tell you, it ain't for sissies. And
nope.
And It's no fun. Okay, so martial law. We got a governor here, that a newly elected Democrat governor in Kentucky. Lord forgive them teachers. That is talking about businesses having to shut down. And I don't know where in the Constitution you find that authority given. Do you? I mean,
No.
it's not given in the Constitution. It's not given in the state Constitution. Uh, what's going on in Georgia? You got that kind of stuff going on in there?
Oh yeah, I guess they figure, if they declare an emergency, that gives the governors and everybody else permission to do all kind of stuff. Which one of the first things they said here, and I read it in a couple of other states as well, that when they declare the emergency, the first thing they do is restrict firearm sales and alcohol sales. Well, which alcohol I don't care, but firearms. Why would you restrict firearm sales and ammunition? They put the court system down here have put on that you can't go to the courthouse to get a firearms card. So if your firearms card expires in this time that they're doing this, they say you're still legal and good to go. They're doing that, but you can't go down and apply for a concealed carry card. But you can go apply for a marriage license and apply for whatever else, but just not a firearm, which I don't understand. Got the school shut down, but I was listening to the governor yesterday talking about they shut down schools to protect the kids. And then like the next sentence, he's talking about daycares and the YMCA is still open. So if you need someplace to take your kids, you can take them there. I'm like, well, if you can take them to the YMCA, why can't they go to school?
Exactly. Well, the biggest thing is they're talking about, well, you don't want to be around old people. Who do you think's watching them kids when the parents are working?
Old people,
Grandparents are working. You sending all them kids, they could be carriers of disease to grandma's house to finish them off. Right?
And if my wife is watching this, honey, I'm not saying we're old, but she's been watching the grandbabies, just about every day this week. She'll go to this one or, watch this one or watch this one because the daycares are still open.
Nobody wants to send their kids there because they think they got the disease.
Right. And, Tiffany's little girls, Zoe's not in school. So somebody's got to watch her. Mm-hmm. And Amelia's daycare is open. But if you're there with Zoe already, she's been taking care of Amelia. But I don't get it, man. I don't get it. We went to, I went out to lunch every day this week somewhere. They haven't closed down restaurants here yet, but they're very few and far between. We went to Cheddar's the other day for a birthday for one of the ladies that we work with. And now there was less than 10 of us. There was only 6. We went to Cheddar's. Dude, we walked in Cheddar's and the 6 of us in the whole place, and there was maybe 4 other people in Cheddar's. I was like, holy cow. We walked right in and got a table and no waiting, no fuss, no muss.
Did you get food though?
We did. It was good.
My experience with Cheddar's is sort of hit and miss. Sometimes they'll serve you and sometimes they'll serve you later.
Well, we had plenty of servers because nobody had nobody to serve. So we all had kind of like our own waitresses. So it was all right. But I got no problem going out. I'm not scared, for one. I'm not panicking. I'm not freaking out. No. I carry a bottle of hand sanitizer with me, because you touch stuff that other people are touching. Okay, I use some hand sanitizer. I don't put my hand in my mouth or on my face, and just practice good hygiene. I mean, what else? There's not a whole lot you can do. I'm not going to. I made this statement the other day. I am not going to shut my life down in fear of what might happen. If I did that, I would never get in a car and go anywhere.
Exactly. Yeah, and the more you pay attention to the media and that stuff, and social media is worse than media, I think.
Oh,
it's like a rumor mill. I keep hearing all these different things, and I'm like, well, what difference does it make? I mean, you can't stop it. It's a virus. You can't take antibiotics. It's not going to kill it.
Nope.
It's got to run its course. It's going to stay out there until it exposes everybody sooner or later, I can imagine. I don't imagine it's just going to up and disappear. There's too many different connections. I mean, everybody knows somebody in there, and everybody's moving in different directions. Unless you actually physically will shoot people if they leave their house, it's going to spread. I mean, UPS drivers are bringing packages to the house. The mail guys bringing packages to the house. Unless you shut them guys down, then people won't have food to eat or stuff. They can't get deliveries. It's just, yeah. I was talking about these glasses. So I go up I drop my grandma and mom off to the hospital for this appointment. It's supposed to take 2-3 hours. Everything takes 2-3 hours when you go to the doctor's offices anymore. But drop them off. So I thought, well, I'll go over there and see if I can get some find some glasses. So I go over to the mall. It's supposed to be open at 10 o'clock. Roll up in there at like 11:45. Everything's locked up. Signs on the door. Mall's closed until 12. And then it closes. It's like over from 12 until, I don't know, 5 or 6, something like that. I'm like, okay. So I go back to the car and I see somebody come out of the mall. I'm like, well, somebody just walked out of the mall, a different door than I tried to go in at. So I walk over to that door and walk on in. Well, the mall is open. That door was closed, but like 6 other doors were open. So I walk in, the place is full of the mall walkers. You know, the little people, they got the water bottle and they got their Fitbit and they're zooming around through there, wide open on a flat surface. No resistance. So they're zipping around. They're like, well, I guess it's open. So I walked over to the glasses place. Well, the doctor's office portion was open, but the frames and the lens place of the right side of it was closed. I said, well, you guys will be open later. And they go, oh, yeah, we won't be open until 12, though. Oh, they won't be open until 12. I'm like, but you guys are open. I'm like, well, we got doctor's appointments. I'm like, what's the difference? I don't understand. The mall is open. The people were all over the place inside the mall.
Right.
All the stores were closed. People that worked in the mall were in the store, stocking shelves, sitting around talking, playing on their phones. The doors are all down, except for the doctor's office. It was open. And then all these people were on all the benches. Starbucks was open. There was like 60 people parked around Starbucks, all drinking coffee and stuff. I'm like, what good does this do that you change the mall hours? And so I wasn't going to be there at noon. So I was like, well, I can't get glasses. And I got these glasses. I had to order them like 2 weeks ago. And so, but I was looking for some Oakley prescription single vision for when I shoot and when I drive. And so nobody had any. I mean, they have Oakley frames, but they don't have Oakley lenses. And I've already got Oakley frames. I just was trying to buy the lenses to go in the frames because you just pop them out and put in different lenses. Theoretically, it can happen, but I've not found a place yet where I can do that. But unless you buy the whole new set of lenses, whole new set of frames. But that's a whole new matter. But I mean, but then like, so they were like open 2 hours later, but people were all over the place using the bathrooms, walking up and down the thing, drinking coffee, standing around grumbling because they couldn't get into the stores. What does that do? I don't understand how that makes a difference whether they're open at 10 or open at 12, or they close early. I mean, and then I go through the drive-through to get a coffee and a breakfast sandwich that morning early. And the girl hands me the sandwich. She puts it in a bag on a tray, and she reaches out the window like she's handing it into a fiery furnace to reach out and hand me this bag out the window. The girl on the other, like the window up, I handed her cash, and she put her hand in my hand to drop the change. You know, it is the country. You know, they just put their hand in your hand, and drop the change in my hand. And the next girl's up there with a like a board trying to hand me the food out. I'm just like, you people are just.
Oh, dude.
They work side by side. I mean, the girl that took the money walked over and started pouring drinks beside the girl that was working the sandwich. I'm like, you people lost your ever-loving mind.
Our Chick-fil-A here, they only have the drive-through open, and they don't accept credit card, check cards, or cash. You can only go through the line with their app, with their pay app. And I don't have their pay app, so I'm not going to Chick-fil-A. So, yeah. And I like Chick-fil-A. I get a biscuit every once in a while when I go to work, but I ain't messing with that, you know.
Yeah, it's just.
You know, I tell my guys at work, you know, because I work for health. I work in healthcare. I work in a hospital, and they break stuff, and we have to go fix it. You know, it's a lot of times it's patient safety. And I told my guys, I was like, look, here's the deal. You know, if you go and replace a keyboard or you go replace a mouse, get a pair of gloves and put you a pair of gloves on when you replace it. It's not that hard, and
Mm-hmm.
just be safe about it, because in a hospital or any place, offices, whatever, not just a hospital, but anywhere, especially if you have multiple people that use the same computer, they jump on a computer and they get off and they go do whatever, and they come back and they get on another computer. A keyboard is the dirtiest thing that you can possibly have.
Besides a phone.
Yeah, well, and the phone too. Yeah, and so I told him, I said, if you got to go replace that stuff, just put a pair of gloves on. Wash your hand, get rid of your gloves when you're done, get rid of the keyboard, and go wash your hands, or put some antibiotic or alcohol stuff on your hands, and rock on.
Yeah, I don't get it. So, if you go back and look predominantly at when martial law is been has happened in the past, it's not very often. I mean, usually it's in times of war. I mean, it's pretty much when it happens. It's happened in the Civil War. Uh, the suspension of writ of habeas corpus back in September 1863. Um, it's usually only in times of war, or maybe in the times where lawlessness, like in Ferguson or in Watts back in the 60s, or out
Right.
there after the OJ trial when they burnt down Compton. I mean, those are the kind of situations where you see it in put into place. And it's sort of as an emergency order for something getting out of hand. I guess if you were in a large urban setting and people started rioting, you'd have to have some way of like putting out curfews and things like that to just keep them from burning the towns to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
But when those times happen, how many police are going to be out there, trying to put a stop to that? Where are they going to be running home to take care of their own families? I mean, you bring the National Guard in, but they got families too. Are they going to follow those kind of orders? Are they going to go and stand and face that kind of stuff, or are they just going to back off and let it burn? I just don't know. But every time the Supreme Court is ruling that these are not constitutional actions, they go ahead and they do it, and then the Supreme Court comes in and says you shouldn't have done that. Oh, I'm sorry, and then they do it again next time.
Right.
Everybody thinks every time is the time when they should be using, but I can't see them doing this over a virus. And I don't. It's not. I'm not making light of the dead. I'm not making light of the possibility this is some kind of a really bad thing, but the numbers aren't there. The numbers for a worldwide pandemic, when you only got 9,000 people dead in a population of 7 billion people, seven more, like closer to 8 billion people
Right.
in the world, and you got 8,000 over. Was it started in September? Was it September, October? It started in China.
Yeah, somewhere in that area.
I mean, right now,
China's only had, of all the people they've had infected, they've only had like 3,200 people dead.
Yeah.
Italy is up to 3,400, but they have more of a socialized medicine kind of deal, and I don't think they're really helping older folks that come down with it.
Yeah.
They're not doing a lot for them, I don't think. So they got a little
socialized medicine for you. That's the same thing in China. I mean, they're not going to waste resources on people that aren't productive.
It's like I went to church Sunday. I made a post on Sunday when I was going to church. I'm like, I am not scared. I'm going to church. That's where I need to be. That's what I need to be doing. And I said, we're talking about 100 people dead in the United States. And don't get me wrong, those 100 people, I hate that they got sick and died. I really do. But we're not talking 100,000. We're talking 100 in the entire United States. So, I don't know. It's it seems like they're making, the flu. The flu kills,
So in this year,
thousands of people every year.
It's they've already said it's over. The CDC's already said it's over 22,000 people in the United States alone have died from the flu.
Mm-hmm.
22,000 compared to 8,000 worldwide, and we're talking about That's not the whole numbers. That's 22,000 that they have recorded. They said it could be as high as 55,000 people in the United States by the end of the flu season, which is what next week or something.
Yeah.
But the numbers are not all on that. But like 55,000, somewhere between 22 and 55,000 is the norm per year for people dying of the flu. Of course, a lot of that's because people getting flu shots every year, getting the flu. But that's a whole nother subject I'll talk about another time.
You know, they even came out in a few of the little cities and stuff around here, right down the road from us, in Dublin, Georgia. They got a curfew, 10 o'clock. You got to be off the streets and done unless it's an emergency or something like that. And I'm like, seriously? Well, for me, unless I'm hog hunting, 10 o'clock, I'm home anyway. I'm going to probably be in bed anyway, so it really wouldn't affect me a whole lot.
It's because all them people get together within 6 feet of each other after 10 o'clock. I guess it's to keep them out of the bars. Keep them out of the bars and hanging out and stuff like that.
I guess
taking home some disease with them.
I don't get in big crowds like that anyway, and I stay back away from. I don't get right up in somebody's space. It's if you're that close to me anyway, you're probably too close for my comfort anyway.
Yeah. My bubble's pretty big. As Americans, we have large personal space bubbles.
Yeah.
If you conceal carry, your bubble's even larger.
Dude, they shut down
21 feet, baby.
Right. They shut down the beaches today in Georgia. All on the coast. They shut the beaches down. Wendy and I were supposed to go to Savannah next weekend for a family reunion. Well, they canceled a family reunion, but we'd already rented the condo for us and all the kids to go and the grandkids and all that good stuff. So we decided we were still going to go. Mm-hmm. So then they started in Savannah. They started shutting down restaurants. They shut down the beaches because we were going to go to Tybee Island, which is down close to Savannah, and go to the beach. But they shut the beaches down. You can't go to the store, and people are buying stuff off the shelves like it's a zombie apocalypse or something. And so you can't get the groceries you need. I'm like, if we can't get food, we can't go out and eat, and we're going to take stuff with us to cook, and we can't go to the beach. Why are we going?
You can do that at home.
Exactly. And that's what we're going to do. And, Wendy got in touch with the condo folks, and of course they won't give you your money back.
No, we give you another date. Huh?
Yeah. Pick another date and reschedule and go then. Which, okay, I get it, but so we'll pick another date, and hopefully there's not another pandemic comes through that, I understand for older people that it really affects if they get this. I can understand staying away from them and keeping them kind of isolated, and it's nice that people are going to go shopping for them. The other 2 days ago, 3 days ago, one day this week, I don't know, Wendy hit me up just as I was leaving. She's like, you need to stop by the store and pick up a couple of things. I'm like, really? I was like, okay. I went to Walmart. I don't know if y'all have Walmart. They call them neighborhood grocery stores or something. Or
we don't have those. We just got a super center in Elizabethtown.
Well, we have two super centers, and then we have two. They're basically just Walmart grocery stores.
Yeah, I've seen them.
So I went there, and you'd have thought there were so many people there. You'd have thought they were giving away stuff for free. So I walked in.
Friday, baby.
I know. I walked in. I got everything that I needed, and I didn't have to fight nobody for it and all this nonsense. But there was no bread. Didn't need it. There was no meat. There was no meat in the counter at all, and don't need it. I got 2 freezers, and I'm good to go with that. And I go kill my stuff. Mm-hmm. And for the most part, I got what I needed and went and checked out. I'm like, okay, I'm done with that. I don't plan on going back. But I hear people like, oh man, I've got like 1 pack of chicken left. I'm like, really?
Well, you guys have been around a long time, know that I've been prepping since forever, 2000 probably.
Right.
And prepping serious since probably 2006. And so we've got a deep stash that we've been building for years, and so if we need something, we go back in the back of the storage and pull it out and rotate the new stuff to the back and can go. And everybody thought it was crazy, but man, I ain't afraid to run out of food. I got food for years, but it didn't happen overnight. I couldn't afford to buy it all up one time, And so every once in a while, when I see it on sale, we'll buy some more, stick it back in the back. One thing we did do, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I told Chris, I said, go buy, and so when you go to Sam's, buy like 4 bags of rice and about 10 bags, 10, 12 pound bags of beans. And we'll stick that back because I know my oldest son is not stocking food up. And I know I got some friends and neighbors that I know are not putting food away. So, before there was a run on all that stuff, you can live on beans and rice. It ain't comfortable. But if you got some hot sauce and some onions, you can make it work,
It's
cornbread mix. I mean, that stuff will last for several years. You keep it airtight in the dark.
I can't tell you how many people this week have told me, it's like, well, if this gets bad, I'm just going to come to your house.
Yeah.
Not really.
Not
unless you bring something to contribute.
Unless you're invited, I wouldn't be showing up.
I've been telling you for years, you need to buy a gun for your house to protect your family, and you still don't do it. So you think of everything else to buy except something to protect you and your family with. Yeah. So in a case of emergency, why do you want to come to my house?
Yeah, and these guys just tick me off that, I got guns and ammo. That's all I need, because if I want something, I just go somewhere else and take it because I got my guns and ammo. Like, try it, son.
Right.
See how that works out for you.
That might work on some people.
Somebody owns a gun and is threatening kind of a person, as opposed to people who have been training with guns since eons. Yeah, see how that works out for you.
And I honestly, dude, I don't know how it is in Kentucky. I don't understand the whole hoarding of the toilet paper thing. It's a respiratory infection, people. It's not a digestive tract.
They'll blow their nose on it.
Well, they got clean. You can get some Kleenex. Why do you need a truckload of toilet paper? I don't get it.
It's cheap barter. If I got all the toilet paper, I'm a king. It's a cheap prep. I mean, it doesn't go bad. You can always use it. And then you got a commodity that nobody else has. So you got all the toilet paper. If you know prepper people, they got toilet paper, they got paper towels, they got baby wipes, you got stuff in every category put away. But I do buy stuff for those people that won't buy stuff that you care enough about.
I look at it this way: if it came down to it, of course, it would have to go on for a long time.
Yeah,
because I have a couple freezers and I stock my freezers. I go kill my stuff, and it's funny. One of my daughters thinks I'm a redneck because I put meat in the freezer. And I'm like, well,
just one of your daughters.
Well, the other two are kind of like me, so I only have one that's a little higher falutin. But in time of need, who are they going to ask to help them? Daddy, me and my wife was talking the other day. I said, I take the 22 out. I go shoot rabbits or squirrels or whatever. It don't bother me in the least.
These guys got going on over in the comment section.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know. So where are we at in this nation? So be on alert when you see people that are using any crisis to try to take your freedoms away, your freedom to travel, your freedom to work, your freedom to go out and buy a meal if you want to. Remember who those people are. And when this thing blows over, which it's going to blow over sooner or later, vote them out.
Right.
Vote them out and remind them of the stupid stuff they tried to do during this faux crisis. I don't know. We'll see how it turns out. We'll get it in a couple of weeks. We'll see how it goes.
They got the big stink going on right now about Dianne Feinstein and a few other senators and Congress people that just got
Dump
a
their
premonition
stock.
to go dump all their stock right
Yeah.
before the stock market crashed. And Kelly Loeffler, the senator from Georgia that got appointed by Brian Kemp,
Mm-hmm.
Her husband is like CEO of the New York Stock Exchange, and she dumps all of her stock and tries to say, "Oh, that was just normal trading for us." Yeah,
But
bull.
you know that they can get away with it.
Uh,
They
they
have
are.
they've given themselves immunity from that trading stock stuff. If they were a regular stockbroker or a CEO of a company and did that, they'd be going to prison.
Oh yeah,
But because they've given themselves immunity from the law, they're not like us.
she's been on
They're
the news.
above us.
She's been on the news the last few days uh, since that happened, trying to explain, that she has a third party company that does their trading and stuff for them, and she doesn't have anything to do with it. Bull crap. Some people might buy that, but Doug don't.
Yeah, that's the sad thing about it. But will they remember it at election time? Will they remember the the stuff that these people did during election time? I don't know. But it's our job to remind them.
Exactly.
Hey, all right, we've rambled on here long enough. You guys comment any other questions you got out there. We don't know anything, but we'll just we'll keep on acting like we do. I've put a whole bunch of stuff, information in the notes for you guys about when is it okay to have martial law. Never, but the reasons for it was in the past, and how the courts have ruled on that. I don't want to get into all that minutia because uh, it's not really necessary at this point in time.
Mm-mm.
But we're going to hit you up with a couple of our sponsors, and then we'll do the Armed Citizen of the Week. First of all, patches and stickers. I got those shirts. I've changed the design, and he can't get 3X and 4X talls, which seems to be a big market for us. And so I told him he's got to have to source another shirt company, another shirt provider, because he could only quote up to 2X. I said, dude, you don't understand our market. We're a bunch of Baptist Southern boys and girls and stuff. I said, we need some. I said, I need at least a 3X tall, and Doug needs a 3X tall or 3X at least, because when you wash a shirt, it shrinks, and so you need at least a tall for us big guys, or you'll have that crack problem.
If not, you'll have a halter top look going on.
Yeah, halter top and the crack, and that's not a pretty sight. So there's that. So as soon as he gets me a source on it, because I was ready to pull the plug on this, he said, I can't get 3X shirts. I'm like, you can't get 3X 4X shirts. So like, well, dude, you're going to have to find another thing. So he's supposed to get back with me because I was ready to go with it. I told him we could go ahead and do a run of everything up to 2X, and then he needed to find me another thing. He hasn't gotten back. It's been 3 days, and I hit him up with email yesterday. All right, Zija. Zija is something I take every day to help with pain management, and it help me taking Zija and XM3 pills helped me lose 137 pounds in 3 months, and Russ Bianchi's diet, which I put a link in their show notes to that. It's a 3-page little document. Oath Keepers. We're Oath Keepers. I'm Oath Keeper Life member. Doug's Oath Keeper member. They have a raffle for AR-10. I think that drawing's coming up pretty soon. If you want to give a donation, you can be in that raffle for that AR-10. You can go to their website, oathkeepers.org. Find out more about that. They're doing some training in Virginia for all those new militias that have been set up there by the sheriffs of those counties. You got thrust them.
Crossbreed Holsters. If you're carrying a gun, Crossbreed makes a holster for you for just about anything, any way you want to carry. The belly band drop slide, Troy and I's favorite, is the Super Tuck Deluxe. We've had a few people email me here recently saying that they got theirs in and they love them. Thanks for letting them know about them because they'd never heard of them. And they're just a bunch of great guys down there. Go check them out, crossbreedholsters.com. Use our promo code GNG, and get a 10% discount when you check out for using and listen to our show. Axelson Tactical. Troy and I both have showed you the rifles that we have. Tag drivers. They make custom pistols. They make custom rifles. If you're into long range shooting, man, they got some serious tag drivers, and if you got the money, they got a gun for you. So go check our buddies out at Axelson USA. Use the promo code God and Guns, and they will give you a 10% discount also for listening to the show. PowerTac lights. Hey, Lane and those guys have some new lights that are coming out that are really cool. They got some good prices on them right now. I'll be showing those here in the near future as soon as they get the new stuff out. They got a couple of new ones. I think it's the M5, but you guys did really good buying a bunch of the lights. I've got a couple, gave one away. Both of our listeners that won on the show have got theirs, and they got one of them got to put it on his gun, and the other one, Fred has been really busy, hadn't had a chance, but he's going to shoot me some pictures when he gets it mounted up. And but go check our buddies out. Lane and those guys are great guys, as you heard from the testimony from our listener feedback today. Lane went out of his way to put together a package so Greg could get one. So great company, powertac.com. Use the promo code God and Guns, and they are not giving us 20% discount anymore. They are giving us 40% discount just because of all the lights that you guys bought. So if you couldn't afford a light before, you can afford one now. 40% is a huge discount. So go check them out. Also, Palmetto State Armory. I'm going to keep posting stuff as Palmetto State puts out their daily deals. I know everybody's not on the newsletter and follows them on a daily basis like Troy and I probably do. But when they get ammo, if you see stuff on there on a great deal, I'm going to post it so you can see it. You can buy it through the link. You'll know it's there. Don't hesitate. If you need it, go get it. If you don't, hey, pass it to somebody that might. And everything they buy comes back and helps us out just a little bit down the road and helps us with the show.
Good deal. Well, our armed citizen of the week. You want to read that?
Good. You want to take it?
Okay, sure. Disabled woman in Houston, Texas, shot and killed an alleged home invader Saturday afternoon just before 3 p.m. KHOU reports that the woman was home alone when a 17-year-old and an 18-year-old allegedly broke out a window, which allowed them to reach inside and unlock the exterior door. The 18-year-old allegedly led the way into the apartment thereafter, and because he was first in the door, ended up being the one who was shot. The deceased suspect has not been identified. However, the second suspect has been identified as Aaron LaCour. 18-year-old Anya Harrison has also been identified as the alleged getaway driver. That comes from Breitbart.com.
First one to get shot.
Yep.
I don't understand, man, why people. I don't understand why they feel the need to do that. And then, of course, they're 17. They're just too young to be shot. Why'd they have to shoot them? Because they were probably going to shoot the person in the house. They shouldn't have been there.
Yep. Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Hey, when the cops got there, he was DRT, wasn't he?
You're dead right there.
Right there.
Yeah. I had another feedback, and it disappeared while I was reading it. I was trying to find it. I was trying to look here real quick.
Hey, I'm promoting our buddies tonight while you're looking for that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Anthony from Gun for Hire Radio.
It's Anthony
Calandro. He's up in New Jersey fighting the fight, man. If while you're listening to shows, if you get a chance to go check those out, it's Gun for Hire Radio. He owns probably the biggest indoor range in New Jersey, and probably anywhere around that area. It's a huge place, and he's fighting the fight all the time. He's a board member on the NRA that actually cares and is doing the right thing up there. And but man, he's always out at rallies. He's doing all kind of stuff. So just a little plug. I just happen to have my Gun for Hire shirt on tonight, so throw a plug in for Anthony.
Yeah, I was Mike Giarametti, our buddy up there, Mike G in the mornings, and
Mike knows Anthony.
Giarametti Law. Where is it? What is it? Yeah, Jeremy Law. He was doing a Instagram live before our show, and I was lighting him up.
He's one of my attorneys.
I know.
So just to give you an update on that, I talked to Mike the other day, and apparently the state of New Jersey filed for an extension to come back and answer, as far as
Coronavirus thing.
probably so. But they got to answer within sometime in April. Mike told me sometime in April they have to come back, but it's not going to be favorable. They're not going to adhere to the law for law-abiding gun citizens.
No.
It'll just keep on going.
That's why you vote them out.
That's why you vote them out.
Yep. All right. Well, I guess I'm not going to find it. But somebody sent a really cool comment, and I was reading about halfway through it, and I went to scroll. When I did, it disappeared. So, it's like went into space somewhere. It's gone. No longer available. I don't know. It might show up. All right. Well, we're gonna wrap this puppy up. Send your feedback to Troy at GunGunsPodcast.com or
at GunGunsPodcast.com.
Please tell your friends about us, like us, leave us an iTunes review, share us video. If you aren't already following us on YouTube, please do. YouTube is not working right now, but I will upload the show as soon as we get done recording tonight. Twitter is God and Guns Pod. Instagram, we're over there. I'm threw out all kinds of weird pictures. I threw out a picture. I threw a picture of a bug I smashed yesterday. Did you see that?
Not on Instagram. I don't do Instagram, dude.
Oh yeah. I don't know if it came over on Facebook or not. But I smashed this beetle come walking in because it's like warm enough they're out moving, and all of a sudden I noticed this beetle is moving. I'm like, I know I smashed that dude. I hadn't picked him up yet. I was sitting here typing in notes and stuff, and I look down and this thing comes out of this beetle. It looks like a alien. It's like looks like little tentacles and stuff doing this stuff. And it comes crawling out of the beetle. There's a horse hair something. Horsehair
centipede.
No, it was a parasite.
Ooh.
It was inside this bug. When I smashed it, come crawling out. So if you guys go over to Instagram, you can see that nasty thing. It looked like a little alien. I zoomed in on it. It looked like a little alien coming out of there. It's like, I mean, that thing took up like most of the abdomen of that beetle. How that thing was still alive, I have no idea.
And you messed up his host.
What's that?
You messed his host up.
I know, man. He crawled all the way out of the body of that thing across the floor about an inch. I like put him out of his misery and then burn it with fire. So didn't leave that around. Where was that? Instagram. All right, MeWe. MeWe's sort of like a fail-safe. If we disappear from all other places, MeWe might have us. If not, you guys know our email addresses, and they may or may not be working, depending on what Doug figures out between now and the time we get our website back up.
We can get email fine. It's sending it is giving us the problem.
Yeah, it works on my Apple, but it doesn't work on my Windows machine, and it doesn't work on my phone, which is an Apple, which doesn't make sense. But sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. Most of the time it doesn't. All right, we're wrapping this puppy up. Anything else? Anybody else got any rude comments, lewd comments, anything else over there on the side?
Nope, they're doing good. Hey, also, just one more reminder, man. Yeah. If you're in the Georgia area on May 2nd and you want to take a firearms class, check it out. I posted a link on Facebook for everybody, so I hope to see you out there. We're gonna have a lot of fun.
Yep. There's a couple slots open on the defensive handgun class in Glasgow, Kentucky next weekend. You can find it at the Bulwarks. And if not, just email them on the Bulwarks or message them or whatever. So if you guys are able to, we'd like to top that class off and fill it out. And pray my wife is willing to go. And we'll try to get her into the class, so she needs it.
There you go.
All right. Well, until next time, Doug, have a blessed week.
And keep your guns close, but keep your Bible closer.
Sayonara.
Good night, everybody.
Adios.